All right. Hi, guys. I am John Carrick, author of Legacy of a Mad Scientist and The Legend of Ashley Fox. Today we're here looking at 100 Bullets 89, and we are getting to the end. This issue is going upriver with Colonel Kurtz. And by the end of this, I think you're going to see that we're all there now. Whatever you've chosen to do for a living, that's your response to the martial law world, the law of the jungle that we really do live under. I'll show you what I mean. Let's go. So this is Agent Graves in the Sands Hotel and Casino. I imagine this is Atlantic City. I'm not certain. Might be Vegas. Might be the desert. But he is standing there with what looks like a 1911 handgun. And there's a dead woman lying there with some spangly plastic bracelets. That could be modern. That could be from the 60s. Let's find out. Looks like a younger Agent Graves, though, doesn't it? And it does because it is. This is in the past, and Agent Graves has just killed a couple people with a handgun. And look at the hat over there on the chair. It's polka-dotted stuff. Not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. God damn, that's good. We have a hand in writing it? Mr. Medici, there's a call for you, sir. Now, is that Crete in the background picking up the phone? Clearly, this is Augustus Medici. Tuesday, January 21st, he's reading the newspaper. 1961. Now, there's a few things happening here, right? So, Graves has killed a couple people. Okay. Medici put him up to it. Okay. But for Augustus Medici to be asking if he had a hand in writing the president's speech, now that, on one hand, is absentee landlord level power. Why doesn't he know? Do you know what I'm saying? Why is there only the bodyguard in the room at the moment if it's an important thing? What it comes off like is he's a braggart and unserious. He's not claiming direct responsibility for that line. And considering what happens next, considering the way this entire war between the members of the Trust and the Minutemen has been handled, all of this has some elements of unprofessionalism about it that maybe are devices for fiction. Maybe it's what makes it interesting. It's what makes it dramatic, having unpredictable characters like Lono. But this sort of rebellion, this is what I want to talk about. This is what I mean about we're all up the river with Colonel Kurtz. And I'm referring more to the Apocalypse Now as opposed to the Joseph Conrad novel. Javier, what do you want? I'd like to know what's bothering you. Nothing. Everything. Now, Javier Vasco, okay? Spanish, I guess, right? Does he live in the United States? He must. He must. Nothing. Everything? That covers all the bases. It does, doesn't it? I made a mistake. Now, he's very young. Receiving a phone call, middle of the night. He seems to handle his life very differently than Augustus Medici does. Now, Augustus Medici, where is his wife? Where is Benito's mom? Did she disappear right after giving birth to him? Do you want me to go to bed? He lets her go all the way upstairs before he answers the phone. Javier, it's Augustus. I've popped a bottle of Dom. You should do the same. So, Augustus Medici is obviously still living in Miami, or always was. Started in Miami, never lived in New York. Maybe. New York Comic Con, you going? Oh, no. I really do hope there's enough light in here. Pop. So that's, what, a champagne bottle? And then, not right next to the phone, okay? Javier, Javier, I'm here. He's cut his hand. Maybe, what happened to Javier that he dropped the wine glass, he squeezed it and broke it? Great. I propose a toast. Your father is dead. So, look at that. Augustus Medici and Graves killed Javier Vasco's father, and that's him telling his wife he made a mistake. Welcome to the club, they say. This is the problem with a lot of rulers, with a lot of leaders in today's world. It's more about the power than what they do with it. It's more about having power and influence than how they wield it. And it's how you wield it that gets it for you in the first place. It's the things you do that get you power and influence in the first place. If you're just chasing power and influence, you'll never get it. This is one of the things I love about Bosch Fonstein. I love his streams. He's doing a book called Pigman right now. And he is a huge fan of Ayn Rand. I've read pretty much everything, and she is the best example of this sort of thing. She's a really great author. Her book, The Fountainhead, is the best example of this. If you're true to yourself, the power and influence isn't important. And if it is, you don't deserve it. It's a catch-22. It's kind of like the king, right? It's better to be feared than loved, but if you can't be both, be feared. That's what Machiavelli says in The Prince. But it's better to be loved. It's better to be loved than feared, but if one cannot be loved as a ruler, it's safer to be feared than loved. Look at what happened to Caesar. All his friends who'd betrayed him over and over and over again, that he'd forgiven over and over and over again, finally got together and did him in. That's the important thing here. That's the point of what I'm saying about all of this. The whole thing about being upriver is it's constantly there. We're in a constant state of rebellion. We're in a constant state of revolution, one generation to the next, male to female, all the differences, right? Divide and conquer. It's unity that builds a strong empire. An empire is united, oftentimes by force, right? When Arjuna slew the last of the rebels, he said, "There are no more men in India. I've killed the last of them." Because now all he had was sycophants and yes men, and they're not real men. So, but here's the problem with the rest of this comic. Watching rebels win is disgusting. It's horrifying. And this is why assassins cannot rule. This is why rebels cannot rule. The chaos god only delight in chaos. They cannot restore order. And that's a big part of what's going on here. And Graves shows a side of himself in this comic that the younger members of the trust cannot relate to. They only see him as an authority figure who knows everything. And now he shows his underbelly. Watch. "I don't know what to make of this," Dizzy says. "What this?" "This you, Agent Graves." So this is Graves popping champagne, being happy, delighting in murder. What does he really get out of these heads of the trust being dead? How does it change his world? What does it fundamentally change? They're not human traffickers. They're not drug dealers. They're just rich people who are snotty to each other. That's all this book is about. "I'm in a good mood. Is that a crime?" "No, it's just not like you." "Ah, well, that's where you're wrong. Generally speaking, I'm always in a good mood." "Right. I'm not shitting you. I'm a happy person." "Hey, boss. Victor, what are we drinking to? How about..." So this scene right here, especially this right here, no one wants to hear that Graves is a happy person. People want to hear that Graves is setting the world to rights. That Graves has been exposed to horrific wrongdoing and is doing what is necessary. That Graves is a sin eater. That Graves is taking on the responsibilities of cleansing the world of its waste. That Graves is a waste lock, like Johnny the homicidal maniac. I've not read this far before, so this is all new to me. I mean, I read this earlier today, but I haven't read the next one. I didn't get this far 20 years ago when this came out. So hearing that Graves is not a waste lock and that he's just doing this out of ambition and personal greed is pathetic. That he waited so long to exercise his personal greed in this function in life is not inspiring. An unbreaking bond. Ring, ring, ring. So what he was happy about was an unbreaking bond. That's what he's celebrating. Cole's out here smoking a cigarette. Did Cole kill Ronnie Rome, Remy's big brother, or not? We don't know. We don't know yet. Doesn't matter. Whatever reason. Now this is interesting. So here's the thing about rebels. We're all rebels. God wants you to be a rebel. God wants you to set the world to right. God wants you to look at the world he made and fix it. That's what he created you to do. That's why you're driven to improve things. That's your job. That is your job. As a gardener, you are to weed the garden, right? Make it better for everyone. Now watch this. Watch this scene. This scene inserted in here, this is also masterful writing. It's not relevant. There's not even an L cut to connect it together. But think about the rebellion and the entry into this sort of thing. How you end up. The decision to chase empire, whether it's as a heavy equipment operator, a general contractor, a prisoner, whatever you want to be in life, a financial hedge fund manager, a salesman, whatever you want, the decision to chase empire is some people don't make the decision at all. Sometimes it's just made for them by their chemical makeup. But everyone has to want that, and everyone has to choose to settle for their own borders at some point, right? Hey, yo. Yeah. He's right here. Shotgun. Nah, just, knows you want to meet him. What? How many times I gotta repeat myself, Leon? Motherfucker, little man's a straight up soldier. He's down, bro. Yeah, you be the judge. We pulling up. Scope you shortly. You all ready to meet the man, son? Now, this isn't his son. This is a gangbanger who works his corners. If you guys watched The Wire, this would make perfect sense. Or if you lived in the hood, this would make perfect sense. If you've seen these little hood rats running around, you'd understand what I mean. Fucking huh? I put the word in. Serious for you. My rep is on the line. Know what I'm saying? You what? I won't let you down. Ain't me you be letting down. Phone's ringing again, right? Good art. Drawing what they have to. Not what they, not everything. Just what they need to. Just what they need to get it across. Another phone call, right? Cole again. Graves is still trying to reach Cole. Cole's out walking around with the painting and a gun and a phone. He comes across these guys. Yo, hey, you want something? He's got the gun and the phone. Nope. Cole's great. I love what Cole does in this issue. I really do. And again, going through the art too fast, but it's so easy. It reads so easy. Now, I don't want to have to fight with it to look at it, but at the same time, I don't want to waste time with it. I get it immediately. That's the beauty of it. Out of you, boss? Not a good thing. It's nothing. We're almost done. You know that? The long road, this business that we've been in, forced to be in, it's all about to fall into place for us. Everything we've done, all of it, to the fall of the trust as it currently stands. It feels good. So look at this. The other thing, here's another thing that's a red flag in fiction. Celebrating too early. That's a red flag in life. If you know people who celebrate the night before the race, the night before the game, and get drunk and lose their edge and then don't perform the day of, Saturday Night Live is a epic 25, 30, 50 years. How long have they been on the air? They've been doing that every week. These comedians get together, work together all week long, coming up with material, practicing it. Then Friday night, when the material's all set in stone and they're all happy and they know that tomorrow's going to be perfect, they all go out and get drunk and high. And then Saturday, they're all fucked up. They have to read their lines off of cue cards. And the show sucks. It's always sucked. And it's a tragedy. It's like what I was talking about the other day. It's a tragedy is what it is. And that's what most rebellions are, because most rebels choose fear over love because they haven't got it right in their heart. As Hunter S. Thompson said, if you're innocent, you can do anything. What that means is there is a tyranny that is for the good of the people, but it has to put the people first. And if you put the people first, it's easy to be innocent. It's easy to have a clear conscience. The only way to rule is with a clear conscience, right? As Machiavelli said, sometimes you have to lie to the people for their own good. Now, if you can do that, if you can carry that weight, if you can eat the sin necessary to keep your people safe and happy, that's where you find your boundaries, right? That's where you're up the river with Colonel Kurtz cutting off inoculated children's arms and hoping you don't have to, hoping it doesn't come to that. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Oh, shit, Lee. It's cool. Introduce me to little brother. This here's Pip. What the fuck kind of name is that? It's short for Pippin. Huh. Like after Scotty? Yeah, my mom's favorite player. So he's watching this gangbanger, the head of the gang, right? Giving it to a girl, bent over a table, getting introduced to P. Diddy, basically, right? If this was coming out now, it'd be a dude bent over the table. Well, he was a hella baller back in the day, but motherfucker had pussy in his jock. Ain't got no use for no shorty pussy in mine. Close the door on the way out, Gravy. Gravy's the other guy, right? The guy who brought this kid. His eyes are just blown up wide as this girl watches him. So, Pippin, Gravy tell you why you're here? He says you was interested in meeting me on account of how I handle my corner. Wait, I thought it was my corner. It is. Yeah, just so we know. And don't think I don't know every damn thing there is to know about you, kid, 'cause I goddamn do. Now look at that, right? Another kingpin ruling through knowledge, ruling through knowing everything about his subordinates. That's ruling through fear, not ruling through love. The king ruling through love doesn't even know his subordinates' names, but they adore him because they know he has their best interest at heart. This guy's not that king, right? He's not that guy. Your mama gave you your name. She give you her AIDS, did she? No. Fucking needles, man. That shit's like, it ain't good. My mom, she died of the AIDS. She used? Fuck, she whored. Same difference, really. You and me, we got a lot in common, know what I'm saying? That corner of ours, there's a motherfucker trying to take it from us. How you feeling about that shit? Wait, you didn't know? So he's telling him that some other kid is trying to move in on his corner. What he's trying to do, what he's doing, is he's getting this kid to become a murderer, so he's got him in his pocket. Sit down. Kid sits down, puts out a gun, pick it up. Clocking's short time shit, Pip. I need to know if you're ready for big. So, boss, when we're done, then what? That's Vic with an L cut, right? Now look at this. Two different kinds of gangs. One has a little bit more formality, but the number one important thing that stays the same throughout gangs is obedience, without question. The military, the FBI, the CIA, whatever, FSB, French Foreign Legion, the hood rat down on the corner, the fucking Catholic Church. Obedience without question. That's how institutions run. And God wants you to rebel. He wants you to build your own. He wants you to build a volunteer institution that everybody wants to be a part of, that unites the world, that has Bill and Ted's universal song that's going to heal the world. Can you do that? Can you get everyone to want to be part of your brand? Marvel did it for a while. Marvel made the world a better place for a little while. So did 100 Bullets. Not as much, but... Agent Graves? Yes. I just asked you, I heard. We got a problem? I wouldn't say that, even if we did. Agent Graves? You called Agent Graves? So now look at what's happening. I didn't get this the first time, but it makes sense really quick here. And if I am, then I'm supposed to tell you goodbye. So Graves is pissed. Agent Graves, a minute ago, who was popping champagne, is now dealing with rebellion inside his kingdom. Because he managed it as a king to be feared, not a king to be loved. Happens every time. Happens every time. It's the oldest story you've ever seen. It's the story you watched growing up in your own family. How old were you when you rebelled against your parents? And you're supposed to. And your parents were supposed to be better than that and supposed to keep you in line. How many parents lived up to that? So Graves is looking around. He's pissed. He's pissed. Vic and Dizzy are watching. Cole was Graves' right hand, wasn't he? Wasn't he? Killed Daniel Perez. Who else did he kill? Remy threw Sophia Trudeau. I don't know what her name was. Off that building. Cole's got his hands dirty. I'm bored, bro. That's not my problem. Ain't saying it is, Jack. Just saying. I've said this before on this channel. I had a friend for a while when I first moved out here to LA who told me something his dad told him when he said he was bored. His father told him, if you're bored, you must be boring. And this kid who told me this, and he wasn't a kid, he was a few years older than me, had the, not sense, but the politeness, the consideration for me not to tell me I was boring, but to follow it up with, and the number one rule in Hollywood is never bore. He was super polite. This guy was the coolest guy. I think he moved out, though. He doesn't live out here anymore. That's your problem, Loop. How you mean? You talk too much. What's on your mind sometimes should stay there. Bullshit. A man don't speak his mind, gets all wound up. What he should have said. That kind of what-if shit makes one sick. Here? Besides, I didn't jaw. I don't think you and I'd ever have two words. You know why that is. You gonna tell me? I would. So what's going on? Someone's walking up on the car. Jack's getting out of the back. But I got a lot on my mind. Cole walking up, right? Jack puts a gun on him, but they end up hugging. So Cole has joined Horace Lupercal and the traitors against the Emperor of Mankind, Agent Graves. And I'm sure Lono's nearby. Cole's got the painting. It's going to be interesting to see how these last ones shake out. 100 Bullets, Chapter 1, Corner of the Sky. Written by Brian Azzarello, illustrated by Eduardo Risso, colored by Patricia Mulville, lettered by Clem Robbins, cover by Dave Johnson, assistant editor Casey Cias, editor Will Dennis. That's a great comic. The Whitest Kids You Know. God, they were ahead of their time, weren't they? Lost. I never watched that show. I think that was an ad for a game. But there it is, 100 Bullets, 89. We've only got a few left. I don't know what I'm going to do after this. Figure something out. All right, see you guys tomorrow.